We are in Canto 3. We started Canto 3 last time, and we had completed till verse 24. So, chapter 1. So, just to give you a small idea about the background, Vidura has been told to get out of the country. This happened long ago, before the war. And Vidura has left, and he has been going all over India, doing traveling pilgrimages, visiting all the holy places, and taking darshan of all the the deities everywhere. And wherever he goes, he touches the feet of the Lord, because it is believed in all these holy places the feet of the Lord is there. So he is literally going all over India. Now, when he has crossed all over the places and come to the western part of India, at that point in time, it's called Bharatvarsh, by the way. Now, it was called Bharatvarsh long ago because of the Bharata, King Bharata. Now, it so happens that he bumps into the great friend of Sri Krishna, Uddhava. So, Uddhava is doing the Narmada, the person is supposed to go right around Narmada. So, he meets him in an ashram very close to the Narmada river. And Yamuna river, my apologies. And there, it so happens that he's very happy to meet him. Now, remember, many years have gone. That means Uddhava had left Prabhasa, if you remember the story, when he was more than 125 years old. The war had ended long ago, Mahabharata. Now, Yudhishthir, Arjuna and everybody were ruling already Hastinapur. Now, all this had happened, many years had gone by, and naturally the idea that you are meeting someone after a very long time, and because you are meeting that person after such a long time, it is better to inquire about different people. That is what exactly Vidura is going to do. So now let us start with our satsang. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 1, verse 25 onwards. Today we will be going a little bit faster because it is all about inquiries. So verse 25 says, then due to the great love and feeling, Vidura embraced him, that is Uddhava, who was a constant companion of Lord Krishna and formerly a great student of Brihaspati. Vidura then asked him for the news of the family of Lord Krishna, that is the Supreme Divine Consciousness, as we call him, the personality of Godhead, mentioned over here. Verse 26, please tell me whether the original Sri Krishna, that is Krishna, who incarnated as at the request of Brahma and who has increased the prosperity of the world by elevating everyone, are doing well in the house of Surasena. Now here we have to understand that there has been a difference between the different potencies of Sri Krishna that has come about. So I'll just give you a small understanding of the subject. When Sri Krishna was in Golok Vrindavan, as we can see over here, that is, he is a single entity, and literally everybody is a gopi over there. This is in Goloka. When he comes on the earth as a child, and he is transported to this place, which is currently in the north of India, where you have all these, Govardhan mountain is there, Vrindavan is there, Gokul is there, all these places are there. There, the potency of the Lord is singular plus one. Alright? So, when he is in that place, Sri Krishna is the full potency, and Shankarshana, who is Balram, Adishesh as we call him, is also accompanying him. The second step which happens is Akrura then takes him from Vrindavan to Mathura. Alright? Now it is believed that when he left Mathura, for Mathura, a different potency was going to that place. That means what he left behind in Vrindavan is currently also there. I hope you are getting that. So Sri Krishna's original form as a child with his gopis exists in this location, which we call as a Braj Bhumi, right? So whenever you have to take a tour to that place, please remember Sri Krishna's original entity is always around. You can experience him in a bal, that is the small child's avatar, along with Radharani and all. Alright? Now when he is being transported from this place to another place, which is Mathura. Mathura is just about 20 kilometers from there. It's not too far. So when he is being transported by Akrura over there, the potency which crosses over to Mathura is a different type. Now you may wonder, how can that be? Well, the simple answer is, he is the divine consciousness, is God Almighty. Do you think God Almighty can do whatever he feels like or no? So the answer lies in the fact that he can do miracles wherever he feels like. Alright? So all the childhood miracles were back there in that Braj Bhumi. When he comes to Mathura, he fights his uncle and all that. The transformation is visible. He's a young person. The potency is divided into two now. Okay? That is Sri Krishna and Balrama. So today if you were to visit the Braj Bhumi, people will always wish you in a different way. They say Radhe Radhe, isn't it? Have you noticed it? They will wish you as Radhe Radhe. Because that is associated with Radharani and the entire gang of gopis, right? Along with Sri Krishna. Whereas Mathura, it is Sri Krishna plus Balrama. Then the kingdom was handed over to his grandfather. He won that and he handed over the kingdom to his grandfather. Now when he left this place to go to another place called Dwarka. Dwarka is in far west of India. So when he was going far west, at that place, his identity underwent a change. And these are four entities which came into the picture. Alright? So we have Sri Krishna, we have Balram, we have Sri Krishna's son, and we have Sri Krishna's grandson also. We'll learn about it just now. So have patience and we will understand. So the question which is asked by Vidura to Uddhava is, how are the potencies of the Lord? And here there are lots of secrets that are going to be revealed to you. So listen to them slowly. So, move further. Please tell me whether my best friend of the Kurus or brother-in-law Vasudeva is doing well. He is very munificent. He is like a father to his sister and is always pleasing to his wives. O Uddhava, next verse. Please tell me how is Pradyumna, the commander-in-chief of the Yadus, who was Cupid in former life. Rukmini bore him as a son from Lord Krishna by the grace of the Brahmanas whom she pleased. Now, Here is the first secret being told to you, and that secret is the son of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna's son is also his potency. Also his potency. His name is Pradyumna. Alright? He is born from his first wife, that is Rukmini. So it is Mahavishnu and Lakshmi's son. And who is he? He is the Cupid. Okay, I don't know whether you remember the story of Cupid. Cupid was completely decimated by, Shivji, if you remember. We have already done it in the past. So, he is born over here as the son of Sri Krishna. So, this is his third potency. First one is Sri Krishna, second one is Balrama, third one is Pradyumna. So, he was born with the grace of a Brahman. That is, the Brahmans had blessed Rukmini for the son Pradyumna. Oh my friend, tell me whether Ugrasena, the king of the Satvatas, Vrishnis, Bhojas, the Sarhas are doing well. He went far away from the kingdom, leaving aside all hopes of the royal throne, but Lord Krishna again installed him. Whom are we talking about? We are talking about the grandfather. Alright? So the grandfather, if you recollect, he was thrown out by Kamsa. Right? And like I said, this timeline is very skewed. So Ugrasena must be more than 250 years old, if I am not mistaken. Because he is the grandfather of Sri Krishna. And the kingdom was given to him. Right? Sri Krishna had handed over, after killing Kamsa, he had handed over the kingdom to his grandfather. Remember that. Now here also, Ugrasena is over here and he has gone to Dwarka. And he is still alive. And he is still living over there. So, O gentle one, does Samba fare well? We exactly resembles the son of Sri Krishna. In a previous birth, he was born as Kartikeya in the womb of the wife of Lord Shiva, and now he is born in the womb of Jambavati, the most enriched wife of Sri Krishna. Now Sri Krishna's son is there from Jambavati. He is Samba. Samba is Kartik Swami. Now Kartik Swami is the brother of Ganesha, you remember? So in Shiv Puran, he is the son of Parvati and Shivji. He is the commander-in-chief of all the gods. So here he has taken a form of Samba. If you recollect, the story of Samba goes a long way. He is the one who was responsible for saying that, okay, I am pregnant and I am carrying the pestle in my stomach. The pestle was there, but he says I am carrying children. Alright, so basically the end happened through that curse over there. So Samba is Kartik Swami. Alright. That was the son of Jambavati. Jambavati, as you know the story very well, again, he is the animal, and Jambavan is the animal and human, and who challenges Sri Krishna, and he has given the diamond to his daughter. If you recollect that story, I don't have to repeat all these stories again, but we will be doing anyway in detail later on. So then we do the next verse, 31. O Uddhava, does Yuyudhana fare well? He learned the intricacies of the military art from Arjuna and attained the transcendental destination, which is very difficult to reach even with great renouncers. Please tell me whether Akrura, the son of Swaphalka, is doing well. He is faultless and surrenders unto Sri Krishna. He once lost his mental equilibrium due to the ecstasy of love and fell down in the dust of the road, which was marked with the footprints of Lord Krishna. These are all stories which we are going to be doing in the future. But just to give you an understanding, this is all about different people whom we are going to meet. Akrura is the person I just spoke about. He is the person who is a charioteer who takes Sri Krishna and Balaram from Vrindavan to meet the uncle, because this is the job he had been given. And the moment, first time when he comes to Vrindavan, he sees Sri Krishna and playing with his friends, and he falls down over there on the ground and touches the place where Sri Krishna's feet had been, and he takes namaskar. And he was just doing his duty. That is the idea. As the Vedas are the reservoir of sacrificial purpose, so the daughter of King Devaka Bhoja conceived Sri Krishna in the womb, as did the mother of the demigods. Is Devaki doing well? So Devaki, the mother of Sri Krishna. Now, whether she is fine. May I inquire whether Aniruddha is doing well? He is the fulfiller of the desire of the pure devotees and has been considered from yore to be the cause of the Rig Veda, the creator of the mind and the fourth plenary expansion of Vishnu. Now the fourth form of Sri Krishna is Aniruddha, the grandson. Alright? Now who is he? He is the one who was responsible for Rig Veda coming into the picture. The original avatar of his, the potency of the Lord, was responsible for the creation of the Rig Veda. And he is considered as the fourth part of Sri Krishna. So Sri Krishna splits into 4 potencies in Dwarka. So in Dwarka there are 4 potencies. Now we understood them. Sri Krishna is number 1, number 2 is Balaram, number 3 is Pradyumna, and the 4th one is Aniruddha. Alright? Now, next verse. O sober one, others such as Ridhika, Charudeshna, Gada and the son of Satyabhama, who accepted Lord Krishna as the soul of the self and thus follow his path without deviation, or are they all well? So Satyabhama's other children and others also over there, are they quite fine? Also let me inquire whether Maharaj Yudhishthir is now maintaining the kingdom according to the religious principle with respect to the path of religion. Formerly Duryodhana was burning with envy because Yudhishthir was protected by the arms of Krishna and Arjuna as if they were his own arms. So here another question that is being asked to Uddhava is, how is Yudhishthir? Now Yudhishthir, remember, is the person who had lost in that game of dice. Right? So he was not following the path. So here the question being asked is Dharmaraj himself, if you remember. So is he following the path of Dharma correctly and is he doing well? Please tell me whether the unconquerable Bhima, who is like a cobra that releases a long cherished anger upon the sinners. The field of battle could not tolerate even the wonderful playing of his club when he stepped onto the path. So he is asking also about Bhima. Please tell me whether Arjuna, whose bow bears the name Gandiva and who is always famous among the chariot warriors for vanquishing his enemies, is doing well. He once satisfied Lord Shiva by covering him with arrows when Shiva came as an unidentified false hunter. So here, the next person being asked about is Arjuna. Is Arjuna doing well? Arjuna was a great warrior, if you remember. He is responsible for the great Mahabharata winning. Sri Krishna was driving his chariot, if you recollect. Now the whole idea that this information is not there with Vidura, correct? So he is asking Uddhava about all these things. So what happened to all these people? How are they faring? What are they doing? And we are talking about Arjuna. Arjuna once had even challenged Shiva. And with his arrows, he had stopped Shiva over there. Are the twin brothers, that is Nakul and Sahadev, who are protected by the brothers doing well? Just as the eye is always protected by the eyelid, they are protected by the sons of Pritha, who snatched back their rightful kingdom from the hands of their enemy Duryodhana. just as Garuda snatched nectar from the mouth of Indra, the thunderbolt carrier. So again he is asking the question about Nakul and Sahadev. Oh my lord, is Pritha still doing well? She lived only for the sake of the fatherless children. Otherwise, it was impossible for her to live without King Pandu, who was the great commander and who alone conquered the four directions simply with the help of the second bow. Now here again he is asking about the king's wife. How is she doing? O gentle one, I simply lament for he, Dhritarashtra, who rebelled against his brother after death. By him I was driven out by my own house, although I am his sincere well-wisher because he accepted the line of action adopted by his own sons. So he is now asking about Dhritarashtra also. Now how is Dhritarashtra doing? And Dhritarashtra is the person who was responsible for throwing him out of this kingdom, isn't it? If you remember, he had gone to meet Duryodhan, Karna, Duryodhan and his brothers Karna and as well as Shakuni Mama, and they had insulted him and he had been thrown out of the kingdom. So he is asking, how are they? Right? How is Dhritarashtra? Oh gentle one, I simply lament. Okay, fine, we have done this. I am not astonished by this, having travelled over the world without being seen by others. The activity of Sri Krishna, which are like those of a man in this mortal world, are bewildered to others. But I know of his greatness by his grace, and thus I am happy in all respects. So here, Vidura is saying, see, I had been driven out of my own kingdom, and I was told to roam all over, so I have gone all over the place. But I know that Sri Krishna has always been with me. This is one knowledge which we should always carry with us. Don't ever think that you are alone. Sri Krishna is constantly with you. Except that you may deny. You know, human beings love to deny Sri Krishna. They don't believe that he is there. But he is always there and you have to believe in that. So he says that Sri Krishna has been constantly with me. Despite him being the Lord and always willing to relieve the distress of sufferers, he refrained from killing the Kurus, although they committed all sorts of sins and although he saw other kings constantly agitating the earth by his strong military movements carried out under the dictation of the three kinds of false pride. Now here, we are getting a small glimpse of Sri Krishna never interfered in anybody's life. Which means when the war was happening, he was just a charioteer, correct? He was not interfering in the destiny of those people. Everything happened as per the destiny, as per what is written in this world. So whereas he is concerned, Sri Krishna doesn't actually interfere in anybody's life. So here it is mentioned that he has not at all done anything so far as they are concerned. But whenever somebody is in trouble, whenever anybody is in trouble and they look up to Sri Krishna, he will always ensure that his help is always given. See, he doesn't do any differentiation between a good person, a bad person, an enemy or a friend or whatever. He will never do any kind of a discrimination there. So he treats everybody as one and the same. Alright. The activities are those of a man in the mortal world, are bewildered to others, but I know of his greatness and his grace, and thus I am happy in all respects. See, to understand how Sri Krishna works is not so easy. It is very difficult for human beings to gauge what he does. If you are trying to decipher, okay, what is Sri Krishna doing, how is he getting on in this world, what exactly is transpiring, I am sure you remember the time when I told you that what happened in that ensuing period between Mathura and Dwarka and between Vrindavan and Mathura, how many people know about it? Hardly anybody knows about what has happened except for the important points over there. Right? What are the important points? The Mahabharata war. Right? and the defeat of Shishupal and all those. That is all we know. But the rest of the thing, do we really know? So he operates from behind. There is no way of knowing and saying that I know and understand what Krishna is doing at this given moment in time. He is behaving like a very, very ordinary person. He has wives, he has children, he is there in that kingdom, behaving exactly like a normal human being without any idea to anybody that he is the one who rules the world. He is the one who is making all the changes that are there. There is no way of even identifying. Now here the question arises, many a times human beings have this question. Is it that he is not bothered when people are in trouble? See, there are lots of things happening in this world currently also, isn't it? So your question could be, why is Sri Krishna not at all interfering in these things? There are great lords, great gods around. Like say for example, Sri Krishna was in India, and in the world there might be 100 things happening, isn't it? And you will wonder, oh, why is he not interfering if somebody is doing something to someone? Well, it is not important because the universe has already been programmed accordingly, and he comes in the world whenever there is any major activity to be done, he will do that. But the rest of the time, he remains in a very, very incognito state. Alright? And that is the reason why nobody knows about it. So here we will understand that despite his being the Lord and being always willing to relieve the distress of the sufferers, he refrained from killing the Kurus. Although they committed all sorts of sins, and although he saw other kings constantly agitating the earth by their strong military movements, carried out under the dictation of the three kinds of false pride. When the Kurus, when the Kauravas were doing all those things also, did he interfere in that? No. There are lots of wars going on even today. Think on those lines. Is God interfering in any of these wars? Nobody, nowhere. So always remember that the Divine Lord doesn't actually interfere in anybody's life or anybody's things that are happening in their world. Unless and until you are a devotee of the Lord. This is a very important word. When you are a devotee of the Lord, that is the only time when He is actually going to look into it. If you were to ask Him for anything, if you were to say that my troubles are there, can you help me get over them? Then He will definitely look into it, otherwise He will not. Otherwise you are drifting in the path of destiny. Your destiny is already taking charge. I hope you get this clear. And that is why he never interfered in the workings of the Kauravas. The appearance of the Lord is manifested for the annihilation of the upstarts. His activities are transcendental and enacted by the understanding of all persons. Otherwise, since the Lord is transcendental to material modes, what purpose could he serve on coming to earth? So why has he come? He has come only to put the world on the path of dharma. See, what is the dharma? Dharma is a very, very strange word. Dharma is that action or that thing which is supposed to happen at that particular moment in time. Think on those lines what I am saying. What would be the dharma when pandemic was going on? Pandemic was on 2 years, more than that. What was the dharma at that point in time? The dharma clearly stated that you have to stay indoors. You don't have to go out. You just have to follow the diktats that are being passed on. That means put the mask on. You remember putting the mask on and washing your hands and not stepping out and all those kind of things were there. And you were also given some injections and stuff like that. Inoculation and all that. That was a dharma at that particular moment in time. What is the dharma today? There are a lot of wars going on. and there are lots of disturbances in the world. So when there are wars and disturbances in the world, some people are going to suffer very badly. Some people are going to be immune to this suffering. Some people are the one who are going to make the other people suffer. This is the dharma of the yuga. Just this time. We cannot say that the one country should not fight the other. We cannot say that, because the dharma of everybody at that moment in time is to fight for freedom, isn't it? That is what the dharma states. Similarly, today when you find that women's empowerment, that movement is going on, you cannot say that they cannot get empowered, because that is supposed to happen and it is going to continue to happen, because the whole world order has changed. There was a time when women were staying at home, they were looking after cooking and children and this and that, the house. Today women are going out. They are going out to work. They are earning money. They are a part of a family. They are basically today breadwinners. They earn money. So you cannot say that the dharma is to stay at home. Nobody in the right mind should say these words, that the dharma of the woman is to stay at home. The dharma of that woman is to go out, work, earn the living, support the family, and so on and so forth. And this is what dharma states. Everybody has a right towards that particular moment in time of the dharma that is there, prevalent. So, we'll do the next verse. O my friend, please therefore chant the glories of Lord, who is meant to be glorified with the praises of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet he appears in his causeless mercy upon the surrendered rulers of all the parts of the universe. Only for their interest did he appear in the family of the unalloyed devotees of Yadu. So Sri Krishna appeared in that particular place, that is the Yaduvansh, because of his causeless mercy. It is not because that they might have done something, or there is nothing like that. He had to rectify certain things, establish dharma over there, so he brought this particular thing into the picture. Now I want you to think, when Dwarka was going down, when everybody died, correct? All the males died in Prabhasa. You know the story. What was the dharma of Sri Krishna? I want you to understand this. Here is the Lord just sitting over there, looking at all his people dying over there. Did he interfere in anybody's life? His own children are dying, his own grandchildren are dying, his own brother died over there. He is Lord Almighty. He himself passed away over there, isn't it? Why was it that he did not interfere in any of these things? And this is what human beings have to understand. The dharma states so. Many a times the Lord is not even going to interfere in anybody's way. He will allow destiny to take its own course, because that is destined. Even during the Mahabharata war, do you think Sri Krishna was incapable of stopping the war or what? So he is capable, but he will not interfere. Whether he is here or there or even in Vrindavan, did he interfere anywhere? There is a storyline, there is a very fixed storyline that has to be followed. So he follows that storyline exactly the way it is, with very few miracles and stuff like that happening. Not necessary that he has to perform fabulous miracles. You can take anybody's life. You can take Buddha's life also. You can take Jesus Christ's life. You can take anybody's life. They, as the divine themselves, they could have changed a lot of things. Even sages and saints like Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Sai Baba, Dattatreya, or Shripad Sri Vallabh, Narsimha Saraswati, Tukaram Maharaj, Mirabai, do you think they would not have interfered in their own ways? They can definitely alter states of being, isn't it? But no, the Dharma doesn't allow. You have to follow a fixed path. And that is the reason why when it is destined, when it is written, you have to allow it to happen. This is the very important thing. Allowing some things to happen and not interfering in that is very, very important. Alright? So, here Vidura has asked all these questions to Uddhava, and he says in the last verse that I have personally gone to all the holy places, visited all the holy places that are necessary, and taken darshan over there, touched the feet of the Lord, and surrendered myself to this universe. Similar to what Sri Krishna has done. Surrendering to the universe. See, all this is important. Only for those interests did he appear in the family of the unalloyed devotees of Yadu. It is only in extreme circumstances that Sri Krishna will interfere. Whenever there is something happening where you feel that, okay, I need Krishna's help, that is the only time he is going to come. Otherwise, he doesn't interfere in anybody's life. Okay, so we have come to the end of chapter 1. Next time we will be doing chapter 2, which is remembrance of Lord Krishna. So we will stop over here for today.
Recording stopped.